So day 3, which is my last day off, said I gotta go back to work tomorrow, boo, but I don't mind the job or anything. I am doing a local trail, which I checked it out online last night, and it seems like it's fairly involved. There are quite a people out here hiking already, so I'm assuming it's worth it because you can see the cars in the lot, right? All right, so this is the head of the trail, and as you can see, the rock formations are fairly awesome. There is quite a bit of people in the parking lot, and I don't know that there's going to be quite a bit of people on the trail, and I kind of hope there isn't because I brought my drone, and I don't know if I'm supposed to fly or not, but I'm leaning toward the no. But yeah, so it's not a bad trail, and I'm going to get my poles out in a minute. And what happens when I get my poles out, I can't hold the phone quite as much, so you don't get as much video. This may only be the equivalent to the nature walk in Millville as far as what it is, because it is to the you get an overlook of the local homes and whatnot. But it's still pretty to me, and it's still worth doing. And ultimately, there's a bunch of little lizards running around all over the place, and it's just, well, it's different. People like rock climbing on the rocks over there, which was where I last paused. So I thought this is a pretty interesting spot. But apparently there are arches on this trail, and there's all sorts of things. And I am also looking for a good place to fly my drone, because this is not a national park. The trail continues. It changes from red rocks to black rocks. And I think the loop that I'm doing is actually going to lead me back to where, well, I took a picture of the divider. There was a trail that led back, and I think that's a loop. So that's what I'm going to go for, I think. But I don't know. I might get lost in the desert, but I got a picture of the map. Alright, so I flew the drone here. Of course, there'll be a whole video for it. I didn't see that it was going to get much more involved, although what I'm looking at from the air is not what I'm looking at from the ground. And from the ground, I'm looking at the sides of these mounds, as opposed to from the air, you're looking at the top, and the top isn't quite as impressive in many cases. Although in other cases, the top is more impressive. I didn't fly the drone as much as I wanted to because the gimbal wasn't working under my control, which was kind of shitty, and you're going to see that in that video. And that meant that I couldn't change the angle of the gimbal to be able to look down or out. I only had to look straight ahead from where the drone was, and that's not good enough for me, and I'm going to have to look into why that happened. But that's not going to happen while I'm out here in the desert. But what I did do is look ahead on the trail, and looking ahead on the trail does it. I mean, yes, that mound over there does look pretty interesting, but I can see how interesting it looks from here. I don't feel like I need to go all the way out there. And the reasoning for this trip today was just so that I did something and I can feel my body from yesterday. Of course, that's what happens when you take a few thousand feet of elevation and then sit on your butt for 3 weeks and then do it again. And yes, I am getting stronger and in better shape, but I am still trying to rest this knee, and that means not over pushing myself. Plus, it's freaking hot out here. But on the way back, I'm going to try and get one of these lizards on film, because I think you guys should see them. They're cool. And I'm sure the locals are more than used to them, like they're all over the place, but I'm not, because they're not all over the place where I'm from.